Alright, welcome to episode 1 of the Gamecast. My name's Mac, and I'm here with my friend Mac, and
Yep.
we're going to discuss things, very, very important things that have to be discussed.
Yes, very important things that
So,
are not so
so
important.
moments ago, you were talking about phones, smartphones. They're called smartphones,
Yeah.
right? It's a term that's not really used
Yes.
much anymore,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. They are called smartphones.
smartphones is what
Yeah.
they would be called.
Yes, that is correct.
So like, what was your first smartphone actually? Like we went from
My
BlackBerry
first
to like or whatever. I went from
my
BlackBerry to
first
something.
phone actually was a BlackBerry.
Of course it was. Every man's first phone's a BlackBerry. Well,
I
oh yeah.
had I had a BlackBerry with Snake on it. Absolutely amazing. I actually wish that I
Sneaky.
still had that phone because I I like the keyboard. It just the keyboard
Yeah,
just
the keyboard
felt pretty
was
good.
good. I will
Like
say.
that's one of the few phones that I would say had a really good keyboard, and it's kind of sad that it's not really around anymore
I mean, you
because
can still
like
find them, but
even
they're
just
not
having
really.
one of those to send messages would be absolutely excellent. I know there's touchscreen and stuff, but having an actual button makes it less likely for me to make an error. So for me, it's pretty good.
Yeah, they were iconic. Like
Um, but after that, I had a Nokia Lumia, uh, 520, 720, 520,
mm.
yeah, 520, and then a 720. I actually have my Nokia still.
Yeah, I still have a
Uh,
couple of my old phones from throughout the years. None of them work,
so
but
that was my second phone. Still works perfectly fine.
yeah, how like I have old phones, right? But as I said, none of them
Hmm.
really work anymore. Like, am I not a good
All of mine
phone
work.
carer? Like, I don't drop mine much
No, just
ever.
well, okay, right. So story time, I guess. But I actually threw mine out the window. Not intentionally, but it happened.
Not intentionally. I accidentally threw it from out the window. Go on.
No, right. So I get this thing where no, I know what you're gonna say. No, I do not stand up too fast. Sometimes maybe, but like it's not all the time
Mm,
that I stand up too fast and it occurs.
yeah.
I have been to the doctor about this, and it's not just me. My mom also experiences this.
In the family.
Where like you can stand up slowly and you go really dizzy and you can't see.
Yeah.
Like your eyes go black from the inside of your eyes to the outside.
Mhm.
Um, and that happened to me when I got up off my bed.
Yeah.
Now, picture this, right? My room is long. My room is a decent sized room, but it's not a square, it's a rectangle,
Mhm.
right? And it's long. So I have to if I'm sat with my bed right up against the far wall on the left-hand side as you
Mhm.
walk in, the door is at the opposite side of the room. I get up off my bed. I had my chair because I had a big chair with speakers and stuff in the back. So I did. Um, but I got up. I went dizzy. I tripped over the chair and my window was open. Now, thank God that I ended up throwing it like as basically as far as I did. I didn't mean to, but like when I tripped, I'd rather
No.
catch myself
You didn't
and
mean to throw
not
your
break my
phone.
face. But it landed on the grass.
Well, the grass is probably, I would say, better than,
Yeah, but it went out the window. So yeah,
but it still worked after that.
it does still work.
It's
That's
impressive, though.
correct. It is. It was a Nokia after all, so.
So one thing I don't understand about smartphones is why do they make them out of one of the most fragile materials on earth? Like iPhone is made out of glass
Uh,
now. My iPhone's
yeah,
glass.
because it
Glass.
allows the. Oh, no, I don't know if you know, and I don't know if this has been confirmed, so take this with a pinch of salt. But I believe Apple plans to make a folding phone. Now,
Well, yeah, because Samsung.
Apple, Apple's reputation hasn't been great. They were apparently knowingly like working with companies that used underage workers. Now, frankly, they were getting paid but it's still not good.
Like a lot of companies have been accused of that, and I do feel like at least some of them
Yeah.
are guilty.
But like, I mean, this is quite recent. This is why I'm bringing
Yeah,
it
that's
up.
what I'm hearing, but
But like Apple, when it comes to Apple, they do like their products are good to an extent. Like, for instance, like their Macs and stuff may be very expensive
yeah.
and stuff like that, but at the same time, like it is like they do their job well.
Yeah, did you ever hear
If
about
that makes
an
sense.
iPhone? Like it costs nothing to make an iPhone, but they make the
Yeah.
resale so high.
Yeah. You're paying for the brand name.
Yeah, it's like most things
and
that
the
cost
brand.
that much is the brand.
Yeah.
Like a real iPhone is
like,
probably
it
like
di-
a couple £100, like a
Yeah,
modern iPhone.
but the same time, like they do it really well. Like you got to give them credit. Like for instance, Macs now stereotypically they're used normally for, music production or whatever.
Mhm.
But like that's actually the case.
Yeah.
So it is like the PC case may look like a cheese grater. And that's not a joke. It does kind of look like a giant oversized
Wasn't there
cheese
a
grater.
Mac that was just a monitor? There was no like case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like the Mac is very, very quiet, and when it comes to music production and stuff, you don't want like the fan of something in the background. Like they are like good at what they do. It may be it very overpriced, but like they are good at what they do, and
They do what
I do
they're
to an extent.
designed to do.
Yeah, and like to an extent, I almost understand the fact that it's so expensive. The
No,
customer
I don't
service
understand that.
is their customer
just really-
service is not good. Well, I say that I haven't personally experienced it, but based on all the bad complaints and stuff, it's probably not great.
Yeah.
But then again, what do I know? Like it could be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I can't be sure about
but-
something like that.
Yeah, like the one thing I don't like about Apple is their battery. That is probably the only reason I don't daily drive an iPhone.
Mhm.
I need the battery life.
Give my
So I do.
service or a screen time. Max. Like, but what are you possibly doing that you need?
Okay, right. Well, when I go out and stuff, I'm out on my bike, walk, whatever. Not only would I be listening to music or whatever, I would have because if I'm going somewhere that I haven't went before to maybe go on a longer bike ride or whatever,
Mhm.
I have an app that tracks my position, how fast I'm going, roughly how many calories
really
I'm
need
burning,
that?
the elevation.
Like, do you need that app?
It makes a map of where I've been. Because my ability to actually follow directions is atrocious. It's marginally better than it used to be, but like instead of me potentially getting lost, I just go back the way I came, following my little cursor across the map that I've made.
It's like came all of a sudden.
And then there's the fact that I also play games on my phone to an
Oh, you're,
extent.
no, you're
I like
weird.
playing games.
You play games on your phone. Like why?
Like it's more like AFK games, I guess. Like for instance, there's a game, Endless Frontier, where it's basically just making your numbers as high as humanly possible,
Mhm.
and that's basically it.
I don't know. I've never really been a fan of mobile gaming. Like, I just find it.
Yeah, no, I perfectly understand not being a fan of mobile gaming. But I'm not playing anything intensive. And then at the same time, like if I'm not in my room or whatever, I know that I can just turn my Xbox on and I can, like, my internet is good enough that I can play, a game and stream it to my phone with not too little latency.
Oh yeah, that's a great feature, by the way. They've done that.
Yeah, that is. I am very impressed with that.
I haven't used
That,
it
that
that
you can
much,
do
but
that.
it is very cool, and I did enjoy it.
Yeah, and like, for anybody that hasn't tried it, like, if your internet is good enough and your phone is pretty decent, like, we've played a fair bit of Destiny. There was
Yeah.
one point when Mac here was going through, like, and getting quite a lot of the guns, and I wasn't at my house, but I turned on my 4G, and because I was asked, to do a raid with him because they needed a hand, and I had my controller in my phone because I was
He was
playing a wee bit
he was helping me with a
with my
raid
grannies.
while walking the streets of where he lived. Like,
Yes, and the fact that I can just do that as long as I have my controller with me is absolutely amazing
on the go.
at the fact that at the fact that it's got that far.
Yeah. Technology
And
is crazy when you think about it.
it is. And like we're getting new Wi-Fi that'll be like the norm soon. So it will
Yeah,
give it
yeah,
about a year.
what is like the new norm with all this new tech coming?
Well, the main like it technically it's already here and it's been out for a wee bit, but like it's not really normalized per
Mm.
se, I guess. It's 5G. They made a new mobile chip for 5G connectivity, and then you'll have routers and stuff now as well that will need to support it, and like the Wi-Fi speed is like actually faster,
Mm.
so it is, but you know, and like that's just like a non-wired connection.
Yeah.
But no, if an iPhone had a better battery life, I would probably daily drive an iPhone.
But like those are the debate because I think we the debate is Samsung or Apple. Like that's what it's been for a long time now.
Well, actually, I'm I'm not even
But
a
now,
Samsung person anymore.
yeah, because now there's new people, new companies added to that debate now, like the Google and Nokia and all this stuff. Like
Oh
they've
yeah,
also been
the
added.
Google Pixel. No, I don't know much about the Google Pixel. It seems like an alright phone, but because of my phone lineup, I went BlackBerry, Nokia, another Nokia, and then I went Samsung. Um, I I'm now on a OnePlus, so I am,
Hmm.
and the battery life is just it's better. So it
Yeah.
is. It's just better, and I probably won't go back to Samsung. I don't think.
Samsung is they've got some interesting things like the Fold and whatever, but I don't
Yeah.
really see a reason to use them.
Oh well, Apple wants to make one. I
Yeah,
believe they took out a
wants to
patent
make one,
to
but the Galaxy
make
Fold
one.
already exists.
Yeah, but they're gonna make their own foldable phone.
I mean, like, I don't really know
So they
why
are.
they, like, I get it. I guess it's good for that classic phone vibe where it's like a skinny, long phone. But like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know if I would like that.
Okay, right. Think about this, right? You have a screen on the outside that you can do basic tasks. A decent screen, right?
Mm.
That you can answer calls, whatever technically you could type on it, but who would want to do that? You then unfold it into a big, like, it's a bigger phone, basically a small tablet in your pocket the size of a phone.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would want that. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
go for my
it's
phone
not
as is.
it's not for everybody, but like as someone who's on their phone quite a bit,
Do you think the world
if
would appreciate that? Like most people?
uh,
Like, do you appreciate it?
yeah. See,
Like,
it
would you get a
depends. If you
foldable
use
phone?
your phone quite a lot, I could I could maybe understand, maybe the appeal,
Hmm.
but like for like watching movies or whatever, like on the go, it would be better than carrying a laptop with you,
Yeah.
or an actual tablet, because the tablet would be way bigger.
It
You
does
know?
it does really replace a tablet in a way as well. If you like, if
Yeah.
it's like a small tablet.
Oh, and like that, that's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, I suppose, but like I'm just so used to. I'm very boring. I'm just used to the standard phone shape and stuff that I wouldn't want to
Well,
change that.
see, the thing is, right, because of the way the support is,
Let me
say,
have this the way it is. I'm not trying to. I get you're paid by
oh no,
Apple
no, no,
to
no, no, no,
sway me
no,
and
no,
buy
no, I
this thing.
understand. Like like I understand having a normal phone. I was just about to say that even if I had one of these,
You still have
I
an old
wouldn't
phone.
always use it, because I would still carry another phone due to the the support on it right now.
Yeah.
Like it's got quite a lot of support, but there's still quite a few like bugs and stuff, and like not everything supports that very wide screen on a phone.
Mhm.
So like I would still have another phone that I would be using, but like would be nice to have on hand, maybe if I want to watch something.
You said wider phone. How wide is your phone?
My phone is pretty big. My phone is one, two, yeah, about 3.5 inches tall, I guess. But like
I don't know if
it's
you've
a
seen.
pretty big phone, because like I know smartphones nowadays are like pretty tall.
Yeah,
So they are
like what I'm about to say
like
about mine is I'm pretty sure mine's bigger. Have you seen an iPhone 10 Max, XS
I have.
Max before? The big one
Yes.
though. The iPhone 10 original and
Yes.
the S aren't as
Yes.
big. Like my phone is big, like, and I'm so used to it that I don't notice it, but it is very big. Cause my mate's
Yeah.
phones, like he got the small iPhone 10 when they came out, and it's just like it's smaller. Like the screen is
Yeah.
noticeably smaller than
I've
the Max.
like my phone is pretty big, and like most big smartphones nowadays. Like mine is like it's almost not even noticeable, the size difference.
Mhm.
Um, but like it is there, and I don't know. Like it would be about twice your phone size right now. Like
Mm.
if you take your phone and basically set another phone right beside it, that's what it would fold out into.
Yeah. Which at that point it's like a 3DS, but sideways.
Yeah, yeah.
3DS
Still an
had
absolute
folding
great device.
technology before any of these companies
Oh, I
did.
know.
Even though it's not really it's
Yeah.
the screen on the it's not really folding the way they fold their the phones. Like they want the entire screen to fold.
Well,
with
technically
DS.
it is.
No, well, no, a 3DS.
You know what? Actually, technically it is, except it doesn't have buttons on the inside,
No,
because you
because no,
still have two
the 3DS
screens.
screen is on that other side. It's not connected. It's not just a
Oh,
screen.
well, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, because the whole sitch about
Sitch. I like it.
yeah, I don't know why I'm saying that.
Here's the
It's
sitch.
you. You're having a bad influence on my
No,
brain.
I didn't say that. I didn't say sitch.
No, you said sitch.
I said situation, which is an entirely different word, almost.
Situation.
Situation. But like 3DS is one of the greatest pieces of tech to ever exist.
Ever to be made.
Like the
I
3DS
still
and the DS
have.
Lite.
I still have my
Oh,
original DS.
we know
and it is
we have
so
like
good.
we talked about before. We all have our DSs like,
Yeah.
to this day.
Speaking of talking before we started this, we actually partially get into a phone conversation.
Yeah.
And no, very little people probably going to watch this. However, if you do happen to watch this and make it this far, right? So when I use a phone, or specifically an Android, well, we'll just keep it Android and Apple for the sake of simplicity. Now, I find that my battery life is way worse when it's warm. Like, the battery life is about halved when it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
But Mac says that his iPhone
Not just my iPhone,
or
many
like
others.
he finds when it's cold. Well, yeah, okay, right, but I mean, as in, I know you, I don't know them. To be honest, I don't remember
basically, in the winter in school, a lot of people had iPhones, including me, and like it was a known, like it was everyone, because it also took a while to turn on if you had turned it off. I didn't really turn mine off. I was on silent, but your battery would run faster, like run out faster in the cold. Like it just was happening. Like you could notice it. And there were complaints in school, but not like big complaints. Like it wasn't the biggest deal in the world, but like heat, it definitely didn't go out slower when it was cold.
Yeah. No, because I know that if you keep, if you, so you know the way your phone like heats up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, like
The more you're doing on
it shouldn't do
or
it much. If it's
have
a
it.
fairly modern phone, it shouldn't have to work too hard.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, like when a piece of tech heats up, right, it expands, right?
Okay.
Thermodynamics and whatnot, and the way metal works, but it's weird because you can. My head is stopping. Oh god.
You can it expanding.
Yes. Okay. Right. Sorry. No. But the weird thing is, like, if you keep your phone, like, cool and you don't let it get very warm, and you keep it at a relatively cool state, your phone lasts longer because the main thing that breaks technology is the fact that it expands and then contracts when it cools, and it's doing that, maybe hundreds of times.
Well, yeah, if
A
it's
day,
getting
because
that warm, like it wouldn't just get warm if you're just using
yeah,
it casually.
like it still expands even though it's not getting like very warm. If the thing heats up, the metal will start to expand.
Yeah.
Like on airplanes, for instance, here's a weird fact of information that realistically I shouldn't know anything about, but I do. On an airplane and stuff, like the screws and everything that they would use for that, their tolerances are so small that holding the screw in your hand, the heat from your hand is enough to make the screw expand to the point where you have to leave it hours to cool in order for the screw to fit again.
Now, why would planes have that?
Well, they have screws. They need to be put together.
No, I mean,
like,
why?
I'm not
Why
saying planes.
screws that would melt at that heat?
No. They don't melt. Heat causes metal to expand.
Oh, expand.
Not
sorry,
all metal,
but
some
expand is still.
Yeah.
Like, why would they want that?
Well, it's not that. They can't help it. It's just metal.
Well, it's not. It's
And
not
like,
warm that high
what
up, though.
what massive heat are you going to like encounter anyway?
The engine.
And even at that, right? Even at that, that would be more beneficial for them because, right? Think about this: a screw perfectly goes in a hole, right? That screw theoretically, due to vibrations, could come out, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say theoretically it does. If the screw heats up and begins expanding, what's going to happen to how well that screw fits?
Not well.
The screw has less surface area and won't have as much
I feel like I'm in class again.
the screw. Yeah, it will expand in the hole, making the screw tighter in the hole anyway. So it's more beneficial, even at that. But like, we're talking like it's mainly for like rudders and stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's
Where
not.
there's no real heat, can even
Yeah,
from the engines gonna get
and even
near it.
at that, yeah. But like even if there was heat, like the heat would just make the screw expand, and the expansion of the screw would start coming loose.
Yeah, but I can't say they want loose rudders.
Well, yeah, but it won't be loose anyway because the tolerance is so tight. I'm saying the screw and the metal can expand if it gets warm, because the tolerances of a plane and the way it's built are so like strict that even a tiny bit of heat and a real small bit of expansion on a screw will cause that screw not to fit.
There you go. It all makes sense now.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, but, you know when they build planes, right? They build them.
Uh-huh.
Are they built in the airports and then they're tested there, or are they like driven in bits to be constructed at the airports?
Uh, they'd be built at a hangar, right? No, no, they would be
Hangars
built
where they're
somewhere else
stored.
and then flown. They would be test and then probably flown to the airport.
I guess so. Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense. That's how they test it by flying it to the airport it's going to be used in.
Well, they would probably do a small test flight, make sure everything's working, blah blah blah, you know, the autopilot and
Missiles,
whatever.
flares.
Oh yeah, the missiles. You got to make sure the flares work.
Yeah.
The sonar.
The
You got to make
EMP on
sure
board,
that the uranium.
which you cannot. Though this is entirely random, but I need context
Uh-huh.
to what I said there. An EMP in a jet. Use an EMP on the Human Labs heist on GTA. Completely random, I know, but that would not work. Storing an EMP in a jet,
Yeah.
like that doesn't make sense. It would detonate. It would like turn off the jet, right? Jets have electricity
Yes.
in them. Yeah. So
Yes.
how and yeah, whatever. But yes, jets, planes are one of the greatest man-made like designs inventions ever. One of my friends, his dad actually builds planes, like military plane stuff.
Oh, military planes.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Like it's probably like the most complicated thing in the world, but like it's cool when they're done.
Except rocket science.
Well, is rocket science actually like what they say it is? Like, is it actually rocket science? Like, is it that hard?
I would hope so.
Like, how complicated is the launch of someone into space? Very.
Yeah, probably. I like. If you know what you're doing, it's probably fine.
Yeah, actually, if you know what you're doing, which I don't. About most things in life.
Same here. Don't worry about it.
But like this, I feel like even like when you ask your parents they know what they're doing, they're pretending to know what they're doing, but they don't know. They know as much as you do. No one knows what they're doing.
Well, that's not always the case.
No,
But yes, sometimes that's the case.
it's the case here.
It is the case.
It is the case here. Jets. Like, would you fly a military jet if you were like allowed and stuff? Like
don't.
you get the training and stuff, everything you need, the stuff on your abdomen.
Well, if I get the training and stuff, probably.
Like the experience that G-force, like the G-force is like higher than a roller coaster and stuff. Like a lot of roller coasters combined. It's like the G-force.
I don't really like roller coasters. I'm not a massive fan of.
Same, bro.
heights.
I'm not the biggest roller coaster fan. But like I've been on them, and something you have to do in life.
Yeah, it's mad. But back to the phone. That was a
not the phone. Okay, the phones.
no.
We've done the.
I was gonna
You're just
say
nerding
no,
about
no.
phones now.
Yeah, how many people have actually experienced their iPhone, its battery going down faster in the cold
At
rather
least
than the
half
warm?
half the earth.
But
Like I'll say it because it's happened to me, and I have a lot of people, quite a few
Yeah.
people who would also agree with me that it does happen. Like I had an iPhone, I had the iPhone I had now at the time that was doing it, and it was noticeable.
Oh,
It's
fair
not.
enough. It's mainly just because I was curious because like at the same time like I
No, you're skeptical. Skeptical.
well no that I wouldn't use that word but yeah sure I guess because like you know battery lives on phone and stuff like it varies within like an hour
Data
or
streams.
two. No,
What's a data stream like?
not data stream.
What's a data stream?
All right, yeah, sure, data
But
streams,
like quick,
but
quick cut, not like director's cut, not the full thing.
yeah, but no, like eh, a phone's battery, like all the batteries are not always the same.
Oh, that
So
makes
they're
sense.
not like all phone batteries are not always the same. So they're not they usually vary within, like an hour or two of battery
Within
life.
data streams. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Within data streams?
Can you explain to me what a data stream is?
The stream of information, just like for instance, uh, now correct me if I'm wrong here,
No, I'm not gonna know this, but okay.
but I mean, as in if anybody comes across this and they know this
That
and
guy was
correct me on it,
incorrect with this data stream lore.
yeah. But a data stream, from my knowledge, is just a string of information being sent somewhere. So like if I write something to a hard drive,
Mm,
it's a stream of data going somewhere.
yeah.
From my knowledge, that's what that means.
Maybe right.
But
Like,
I also could be completely wrong.
I mean, it sounds like that's what it would be. Like data stream, like a river, like a stream of like data. Like
Yeah,
it's like a river of stuff going somewhere.
information.
Information, intel, all that
Yes.
stuff.
Enemy KIA.
Enemy KIA.
Yeah, but why? What provoked the thought of wanting to know what a data stream was?
Because I said it there and I was like, where did that even come from? And I want to know what it meant.
Fair enough.
Hold on a second. Okay.
No, it's no. What's wrong?
No, I was checking my phone. It was an email or something. Which I guess we can talk
Same. My
about.
phone also lit up.
It's not. It's more like it's news, but I guess it involves a phone. So I was walking the dog yesterday, and I was messing around with the settings because they added some new stuff. There was a software update, and they added this thing. Now I don't remember what it was actually called. It was basically it was a sign that I could turn on that would tell me if I was exposed to COVID-19. Like
Yep.
I would type in my area and location stuff, and
Mhm.
I put my stuff in, but it asked me to install an app, and that's as far as I got. Cause I thought, okay, it's just a ploy to get me to install an app. But I may reconsider because it seemed to be some sort of like useful like setting edition.
Yeah. It, it can be
Mm-hmm.
like I think Google, if you keep your location or whatever on for Google and like it sends you uh like your information like every month if like
Yeah.
where you were, new places and whatever, then yes, it I think it tells you where or if you've been potentially exposed to people that have
But how
had
would it know though?
said thing. Because I believe at the start of this, like the Google or Google's now again, don't quote me on this because I don't know if this is right. I don't remember, but I remember hearing somewhere that like the Google's or not the Google started
Google.
sharing their information, or well, I say sharing, it basically just their location of people
Mm-hmm.
in order to try and keep track of this.
Yeah.
Again, don't know how true that is. Maybe completely wrong. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, it seems like it could be legit.
But I'm pretty sure I remember hearing somewhere about it, or maybe it was just potentially being considered.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Like I
No.
like to my
Oh.
knowledge, I haven't came into contact with COVID-19. Like I may have when I was out with a mask on. I may someone may have had it there. But like you wear the mask and you just stay away from people.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I try not to go out and be around people
you can
very often.
you can try and avoid it for much, but it comes a point when you need to go out and get food and milk and bread and cereal and stuff.
Yeah.
That you have to sacrifice.
Sacrifice Jesus.
Well, like
Yeah,
I mean, like it's like we can say this, and like everyone, the world knows it. Me and you, are fine.
Mhm.
Unless it mutates and it starts harming under 20s and stuff, we probably will not die, dude. Which is not. I'm not trying to come off as like insensitive about it.
It's still dangerous, and you should still just because you're
it's-
younger, you can still spread it.
Like you can still spread it, which is why everyone should be staying. But like the
Exactly.
risk, the risk is more for those older, and we don't have to
Yeah.
inherently worry about our lives, but other lives, which is just as important. Like, but I try not to come off in a very insensitive way of putting it.
Yeah, like it's- it is mad though because like fair enough, like everybody's beliefs like some people just don't believe in certain things. But like, it is mad that some people think that this is like some ploy,
What do you mean ploy?
as in like some people think this is just that this is like fake, which amazes me. Like, for all we know, theoretically, it could be, but with
Well, like,
everything going on,
I don't know. I think it is a real virus. However, the
yeah,
origin of the virus can be debated.
but like, I'm not saying that I agree with the fact that people think it's fake. I personally think it's real, just
Yeah.
because I came off wrong. But like, there are people that think that this is like some weird conspiracy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I say weird, like if you think that it's not real, then fair enough. But like
But don't
at
go.
the
Don't
same
go
time,
about.
even if it isn't real, there is still like it's
Well,
more the fact that
deaths
like
have
if you don't
happened
believe the
either
virus,
way.
Yeah.
Like what
Like-
caused those deaths? Like?
because if you think that the virus isn't real, it's still a risk to everybody else because if you catch and then you go out and spread it, the masks they help. At the start, I actually thought like I still wore my mask, but I was like, okay, right, well, if the virus is small enough that it can pass through, didn't account for the fact that it can still get caught in the
Mhm.
mask because it's not always going to go right through the mask.
Yeah.
So like, but I still wore my mask. I didn't think that it did anything.
Mm.
But like, if you wear your mask, it reduces your chances of catching it by like I think the statistic or something was like 10%,
Yeah.
something like that. If you happen to be near
I mean, like, the
anybody who
ones
has it.
who like there was a term. I guess non-maskers was the term.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what like
Yeah.
why they would
Like, I've only been in a shop twice without a mask since this started. Sorry, three times
I
technically.
haven't actually been in a shop without a mask. I haven't. I've had a mask on
Um,
every single time.
Two of them wasn't by choice, and one of them was at the very start of this because I had to go buy the mask. But no, because I've lost my mask twice, so I have
Yeah.
being out on my bike, and then I've been asked to go into shop or something, and I've then lost my mask, so I have to go in. I have to go in without a mask and then buy a mask in the shop, and
Yeah.
you feel like-
contradictory.
you feel like such a prick when you're doing it.
Oh yeah, when you walk into a shop with
least
a
I
mask
do.
on, you feel like
Yeah.
just-
Because like I know that if I had my mask, I would be wearing it right now. But like everybody else doesn't know that.
Should we do a let's play with our masks on? Like,
No,
would that
because it
would
would
that
be
be
unmuffled.
rude?
Well,
But like
we're
muffled,
not
like
together,
that's the
so like,
point.
but like, we could if you wanted to. I don't really
I
mind.
mean, I don't know. It's
Like, if we had face cams and stuff, then yes, I would
With more
understand
effort.
maybe. Yeah.
like we've got enough happening right now than add an extra
Yeah.
ingredient to the mix.
Yeah. But no, like, it is crazy to think about.
And there's the flat earthers, you got the non-maskers, you've got
Yeah.
non-climate changers or whatever. Like, some people are
No,
just
well, okay,
not very
right.
intelligent.
I see. Climate change used to be the really big like debate. Like, does it actually exist?
Yes.
Like, right now, have you seen the news about Texas? By the way,
Uh,
did you say that?
Talk, go into it.
So Texas right now is normally pretty warm. They are set at minus 15 degrees.
Jesus.
They have hit their, I believe now they've hit the power out because I saw it 2 days ago on the news. They have hit their power out now for like 3 days.
Power out? Why
As in
power out?
their power grid has failed. There is snow everywhere. People actually had to go out and rescue like the turtles and stuff that were around, or they would have frozen to
Texas,
death.
which is like one of the warmest places in America. Like, if they're
Like-
a San Diego when it comes to warm from California.
It's mad the fact that they're experiencing that level of
But like,
cold.
like
And like realistically, our weather, like if you think about it, our weather, like yes, it's been absolutely miserable. It's been raining. It's been windy.
rain's normal for
But
us
it
though.
has not been very cold, apart from the fact that it snowed like a week ago. But like
Yeah.
right now, I bet you if I was to check, it's like 10 degrees outside.
Probably. Well,
In fact, actually,
maybe
it's
not
exactly 10 degrees outside right now.
10 degrees. That's warmer than it usually is.
Yeah,
Usually
it
like
was 10
1 or
degrees yesterday as
4
well.
or
Like
6.
it's actually pretty warm here.
Yeah.
So we're getting the warm weather and they're getting all the cold
Like
weather.
that's crazy. Texas, like, for Texas to get that, it should be a wake-up call
Yeah.
for people. Like about, because like it is.
Yeah.
Climate change is a real thing. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
The world
Like,
is
the
getting
evidence
warmer from
points
greenhouse
up to it.
gases.
Like if there wasn't much evidence, I'm the type of person that like stays pretty neutral unless there's like no, this is like, but the amount of evidence that like a really warm country
Well,
is all of a
Texas is
sudden just
freezing.
being absolutely like smothered in snow. Yes, Texas.
Texas is like a desert almost. It's not a desert, but Nevada.
Yes, a desert.
Nevada's a genuine desert, but Nevada's
Yeah.
above it, more to the left.
Yeah, but like, it is crazy
Well,
to think about.
hopefully Joe Biden will do something about it. I'm pretty sure he already is, but he probably is already on it right now.
I don't think there is going to be, cars that take fossil fuels on the road by maybe 2025 at the very latest.
No, yeah,
2050.
there's been.
I
that
bet
kind
you
of
there will be no
statistic.
cars on the road.
Like, it'll be electric cars. Like. I mean, it is. It has to happen in a way.
Yeah.
Because like there'll be a point when we do irreversible damage to the planet.
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet.
And like
but,
even at that.
like
Oh, keep on. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk
no,
over
no.
you.
What I mean is like, if we keep going the way we're going right now, with pollution, the water, and all that, and greenhouse gases, we'll make it an irreversible effect where we can't go back and fix it with all the eco stuff. We're not there yet,
like-
but could happen.
No, but like at the same time, like I don't know if you noticed this, right?
Mm.
But when everybody basically stopped going out in their car when lockdown started, the
Yeah.
weather was amazing.
It
Now, I
was
don't
kind of
know if that
annoying.
was a coincidence. You
Because you're
see,
stuck
you
inside.
see even in, yeah, you see even in space. So apparently, again, don't know how true this is, but apparently, like China or whatever has like you can kind of see like the smog, I think it's called, or something.
Yeah.
Like you can't really see China very clearly from space. You see with like a week of like basically like there was car usage, but it wasn't as much because everybody was
Stuck at home.
inside, so they would rather go out walking and stuff.
Yeah. Well, not quite at
Instead,
all.
like that actually apparently cleared up. Like you could see China from space,
It was, I guess, it backed up the theory that
which
this COVID thing is actually maybe not. You know, maybe it's a ploy to fix the world, but also people are still dying though, so I don't think it's really fixing
yeah,
anything.
like even at that, like if this happened to be some ploy in order to fix, the world, like it probably wasn't this smartest idea.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
at
yeah.
the same time, like it's a noticeable difference,
Mhm.
to the atmosphere with like, there were still plenty of cars on the road, but like there were marginally less,
Yeah, for sure.
and that that itself is, saying something like how big of an impact it has.
Yeah, like when you're one person and you're like, okay, me stopping driving isn't gonna do anything, but if you have like
Yeah,
a couple million, billion people doing all that,
yeah.
the difference is world changing.
It is. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
But I feel like I don't want to just make a doom and gloom about COVID because COVID is something that we all know and we don't really want to hear
Yeah,
about it.
like most
I don't
people
want
will be sick of hearing
like
about it by
I
now.
try to actually avoid the news a little bit because all those new variants and whatever, and it's like I don't really. The man's obviously going hard on infectivity on Plague Inc. Evolved. We get it, and we don't want that right now. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
apologize for that joke in case you've been affected by it. You was watching and you were affected
yeah,
by it.
yeah.
That's
Like
bad. I didn't mean to.
we don't mean it like in a bad way.
Trying to make light
It,
hard of something
like
that is bad, but like this will probably be
yeah,
something like 9/11 where there'll probably be jokes in years to come about it because it's gonna be
yeah.
like you know tragic things are
Like
memes for
yes,
some
it's
reason.
still yeah. Like it's still not great to make jokes about it, but like at the same time, like you know, it's not.
Don't let it have the power you want it not to have by not like making fun of it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
make fun of it. Call it a loser. Call it short. Call it a nerd.
yeah, it's called the building a loser.
Call COVID a
That
loser.
yeah, well, COVID does suck.
Yeah.
Um, but no, it is something to think about. How did we get right? I would like to. How did we get from phones to COVID
Because
to then
I
climate change?
mentioned that setting on the iPhone, the exposure. Have I exposed COVID yet? Setting.
Uh,
And
uh,
it
that
drastically
man.
changed.
So how did we get from that then to climate change?
Because Texas was freezing.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then I was like, oh, did you hear? Yeah, no. Again, that's mad that they're basically being overwhelmed by snow. Like, did I say that we're sat at like minus 15 degrees?
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy.
Like it. Like what? Like what? Like I'm not a good person when it comes to like I could not be a president or like a prime minister. I couldn't do that because I wouldn't know where to start. Like pick up the pieces and like just fix it all. Like, it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, well, like, at the same time, like, it's kind of difficult to fix, like, because you can't really, like, it'll happen eventually anyway, whether we have a solution or not. It will happen,
Yeah.
and there's going to be nothing that we can do about it.
We'll
And
come
like,
to that point though.
that's
Do you
not.
think? Like, will we
What'd
get
you
to
say, sorry?
will we come to that point?
Honestly, it all really depends. Like, you can't really know. Like, yes, you have electric cars and stuff and everything now,
Mm.
but like, there's only so much electricity a wind farm and stuff can actually
Yeah, another thing
generate.
is, if you had solar panels for your car, you can only get a couple miles with like 12 hours of charging, which isn't really,
Yeah,
you know.
maybe find some way to increase the amount of energy that a solar panel can pull
Yeah.
and like actually, put into a battery. If you like fully charge the battery
Mhm.
and then have the solar panel out, and it's charging the battery as you're going, you probably get pretty good mileage. But
Yeah.
like at the same time, you also need somewhere to store all of that.
Well, they are making like a lot more of those electricity like chargers for the cars, because before there wasn't many, but now
Uh,
they're making loads more.
yeah, but like, if you were a president or whatever, like the main reason that cars and stuff and fossil fuels, I think, haven't been banned at the moment is because there isn't really a good,
Alternative.
efficient, like, yes, again, you have electric cars and stuff, but like, you still need to travel. So you do.
It's
And
sort of
until. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, it like this is about a weird way to compare it, but it's only I've got right now, and I guess it works. Like all the renewable stuff, which is good, but it just is not as powerful as a fossil, as like coal is or oil.
Yeah,
Like it's just not
fossil
as
fuel.
powerful.
Like,
It's like
like
fake cigarettes and
it is, but like,
marijuana.
a full tank of, you know, petrol, diesel,
Yeah.
gas, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world,
Mm.
like, will always. I know I don't know this also may be wrong,
Salt
um,
pinch.
but it will get you further than an electric car. From what I
Oh
know,
yeah, I would agree with that.
like it will get you further than an electric car, like marginally further.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I think as soon as there is a good, viable, like alternative,
Mhm.
as soon as that happens, fossil fuel cars will be gone. They'll be gone. They'll stop manufacturing them.
Petrol, diesel cars will be
Petrol and
gone.
diesel. Yeah. Like cars themselves might still be here, but like there won't be, and then eventually there'll be a ban on them probably.
Yeah. Which will
So like,
there'll be a lot of unhappy people though when that happens. A lot of
well,
people love their diesel
yeah,
cars.
but like, it's either that or potentially the sake of the planet that you live on. And if you think about it, if there's no planet to live on, you're also not alive.
Yeah, like if you want your petrol cars, enjoy not living at some point, like not having to something to drive those cars even
Like,
on.
eh, like, there's no way that climate change isn't a real thing.
Yeah.
There's just so much information about it.
Mm. And like evidence, like big evidence, like Texas again, or even just like water sea level rising in places where stuff is now flooding.
Yeah. Like, flooding and stuff, it's the water rises because the polar ice caps
Or
and stuff
melting.
are melting.
Yeah.
It's raising sea level. But like at the same time, like not all flooding means that it's like related to climate change, because like it could just be an earthquake out at sea
Yeah. Also,
or whatever.
natural events don't help.
Yeah,
Like
can cause
Yellowstone
that.
and volcanoes, they don't really help
No,
our situation. It's very
they don't.
very volatile and unpredictable. The Earth, in many ways,
It is.
and we are
And
not
yet
helping.
somehow we're still here and it's still functioning, which is amazing.
Well, I think the last topic I want to discuss, which is related to this, is if interstellar travel happens. Sorry,
Mhm.
like the Earth may not be our only resting place. We may have a fresh start.
That is true.
Like
That
what?
is
Like
true.
it's the future is it can be exciting in many ways. For
It
stuff like
it
that.
can be like I no I believe ages ago. Now I'm pretty sure this was on the news. Now this I'm pretty certain about. So
Mm.
like I don't believe what I'm about
No
to say
salt
is
required for this
wrong.
one.
There well there might be always
Always
take what
have
they or
salt on the
what
side.
yeah, just a tiny bit of salt on the side
Yeah.
because like I'm pretty confident that
A little bit of
it's
sodium
that it's
chloride
accurate.
never hurts.
Yes. Mac, here's a legal question for you actually real quick.
Oh
If you
god.
threw sodium chloride at someone, is
You
it a
already
salt?
asked me this.
Oh,
Sodium chloride
unfortunate.
sodium chloride is a salt.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
So like it's not some chemical X like
Yeah,
goop
I
that's gonna
know,
burn their face
but
off.
the whole joke is right. So some people don't know that salt's like
Yeah, like
name is just sodium
yeah.
chloride,
It does sound
and then
like it's
they'll
some kind
go
of chemical that you would use to make like
yeah they'll go yes technically that would
food.
be assault like as in assaulting someone. And then your response would be, yes, I know it's assault, but is it legal?
I mean, throwing salt at someone is if throwing salt at someone is a crime, arrest me.
Why, Mike, have you done much
Well,
salt throwing in
in
your days?
McDonald's when you toss your bro like the salt things or KFC or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, if that's a crime, then I'm guilty of it.
Eh, No, yeah, but the whole point is
It would be
it's a
like
joke, but yeah.
this is what they hear when you ask them about sodium chloride. Is throwing like hydrochloric acid a salt? They'd be like, yes, because that sounds much more like scary and is dangerous.
Okay, right, that well, it's kind of
Hydrochloric
dangerous,
acid
yeah.
can erode skin and stuff, so it's not you don't want that for on you. But sodium chloride is just
Yeah, well, it might taste nice. You never know.
it has no
Don't.
taste.
By the way, I'm not condoning the drinkage
Do
of
not drink hydrochloric
hydrochloric acid. Do not do that.
Do not drink hydrochloric acid.
Um, but yeah, no.
Space.
You said the last topic you
having
wanted to end on.
have living on other planets, like having like a
Oh, yes, I
interstellar
remember now.
system, like space.
So now, from memory, on the news or whatever, there was actually, like, a solar system similar-ish to ours that
Mhm.
was discovered, obviously light years away,
Yeah.
but like there was a planet now. So the distance that we're away from the sun and whatever is like perfect ideal condition.
Yeah.
People refer to that as the Goldilocks zone.
Which will change when it gets bigger. This will not exist forever. But yes,
Yeah,
which is why this
But-
trying to album.
yeah. But it is like there was a place like kind of near here, obviously light years away, but it was found,
Mm.
and there is a planet in the Goldilocks zone that theoretically could have life,
Yeah, that's pretty epic. Like,
which is also crazy to think about.
yeah, because like if we don't do something when the sun gets so big that it melts everything, like the oceans and stuff, our
Yeah, 'cause
species is
they-
over.
Yeah, they had a theory that the sun, instead of going supernova, will just expand and engulf everything.
Which I mean, thing is, it will supernova, but we may be dead before that even happens because of the water being like
Yeah,
so warm,
yeah.
it dries up. It's a very glim way to wrap up. but
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen for a while, like so. I mean,
Oh yeah.
this
Hopefully.
is gonna be
Hopefully
morbid
not
and
a while.
grim, but we're not gonna be here. Unless you're in the future and you're watching this somehow, which again, press like.
And subscribe.
We
Can't forget
like,
to subscribe.
we won't be here for it. Like we won't.
Probably not.
So it doesn't really matter. But I hope at least when I'm like very old, if I get there, hopefully, I get to at least see some sort of interstellar action happening, where like I
Yeah,
know
that would
that
be
something's
pretty
happening.
cool.
We might be there for it. It's possible. Like you never know, but
Yeah,
like at least Mars we might be there for. But
yeah.
you know,
Did I ever talk to you about the fact that you know they think that Mars once had an atmosphere like Earth?
yeah,
Earth,
I think you did say that actually, because they crashed the
like,
rover on it, and then they had to,
well,
simulate it.
so like the two rovers, one of them was Opportunity. Like, there was remnants of the fact that there was water on Mars, and
Mhm.
like it does still kind of. I think it's like it is 1% of its atmosphere is like Earth,
Yeah.
but if I remember correctly, Mars is a pretty small planet. I don't remember, but the fact that it was either too big or too small, um, caused it to lose its atmosphere.
Yeah. It's a bit smaller
But
than Earth.
yeah, so the Opportunity rover, its wheel got jammed, so it did,
Mhm.
and it was still fully functional. They just went around with the wheel dragging behind them because they were looking for signs that there would have been water or whatever, because it leaves like this white powdery stone stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but if it weren't for the fact that the wheel on that rover got jammed, they wouldn't have found it because it removed like the top layer of dirt because,
Mhm.
well, I say dirt, whatever is on Mars, rock, whatever, sand even.
Yeah.
It's like it wouldn't have found it.
Wouldn't
So,
have.
if there, if Mars, once upon a time had, an atmosphere similar to Earth, then theoretically there could be many planets out there with it.
It's a
And
good way to look at life.
uh,
Like
and
if
like
you miss something, like you want to miss
uh,
something as
uh,
small as atmospheric knowledge.
uh, but like the thing is, right now, I I don't believe in aliens, but like there is no
Oh,
way,
those kind of worms.
right? No. Just think about it for a second, right?
Mhm.
No, I don't believe in aliens or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you can't tell me in all of space
There's nothing.
we're the only other living sentient beings
Yeah. There's just no
at all.
way that's the
There's
case.
no way at all, right?
Yeah. Plus all these
But
like the
like,
TikTok thing, all these stories that you hear from like military people. Have you heard of the TikTok story?
no.
Okay, so I'll briefly summarize. Basically, these on the coast of like California or somewhere on the left, the west side of America, these U.S. naval
Uh-huh.
like ships are like doing test flights, like carrier ships that have like jets on them.
Uh-huh.
They're doing test flights, and then they detect on their sonar lots of like dots moving like spastically around on the radar. So jets go over there and they see it, and the pilots are like they describe it as a white tic tac moving around on the sea level, and it made all these crazy turns and going to sea level and then high up in like seconds, like faster than any man-made plane can do, and then it just disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And like stuff, and they have like numerous encounters and videos of the jets because the jets had cameras on them,
Yeah.
of it like.
Like like I don't know. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't know. It could be photoshopped. It could be a joke or
No, bro,
whatever that I'm
it's
misinterpreting.
it's like military jet footage. It couldn't have been edited. Well, it could have
Yeah,
if I don't know why they would want it to be edited by the FBI.
but like,
FBI edited it.
you know, like there's no way. Like I don't think that there are like aliens, if you know what I mean. Like, as in,
Grey, big-headed, big eyes.
well, okay, correct. Theoretically, yes, they could exist, but I mean as in like
Like it's probably
us
like
as,
bacteria or something boring, not what we expect it to be.
yeah, like there's no way that there's no other sentient life like us that like has the ability to process thoughts and everything like we do.
Yeah.
That don't live out there. There's just
So much space.
space.
That it can't be
There's
empty.
so much space out in space.
Yeah. But I think if anything
But
taken from this first
Taken?
episode,
Oryx?
taken from this, no, not taking orcs. Is it like
Ah.
you're not alone? Aliens have been here
well,
before.
probably not.
They visited Earth many times.
Well, I don't know about that.
When they glass our planet and they find like the remains of the human existence, and they find this vid, press like. But
Wait, what do you mean glass the planet?
that's not another day. So we're gonna wrap this up. We're hitting an hour here,
Alright.
which is a good time
Yeah.
to end it. But if you made this far, we appreciate it. And
Yes, we do.
if you have any thoughts on what we talked about, then feel free to dash it out.
Yes.
And Mac, what do you have to say? What do you got to plug?
Plug? No, I'm not plugging anything.
Plug your merch, bro.
No, but keep an open mind, I guess. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at keep an open mind, actually,
Keep it with mind.
because I'll just go on a big spiel
Just
again.
keep it short.
Yeah, keep it short, keep it sweet.
That's right.